Yeah, so sorry for being late. 11 minutes late. I'm a piece of shit. So, but good to see you.
Yeah, absolutely. You too. It was awesome talking at the Speed Network in probably about a month ago now.
Yeah. Um, Dude, that speed networking is no joke. That is my favorite thing.
I very much enjoy it. It's been really great for me. I'm going to the summit in May, and so
Let's
my
go.
goal is my goal is like I'm trying to meet as many people as I can, virtual speed networking. And I kind of been asking everybody, like at the end, I'm like, hey, are you going to the summit? And anybody that's
Yeah,
like, oh yeah, I am, I'm like, all right, we got to link up. So I've been kind of getting a database of people, and yeah, no, it's been awesome. I think this is like one of the best things about Better Life that's happening.
dude, put it on circle. That'd make me very happy.
Yeah, no, I've been every 2 weeks I'm like I put a thing in like everything real estate and I tag you. I'm like, hey, this is like a great event. You guys should come.
It's great.
So I feel like the numbers have gotten higher. Like I started going
Oh,
back in November.
yeah, it's
So
definitely getting
and
better.
I'm seeing the numbers going up. Yeah. Yeah, I wanted to congratulate you too. I saw your post about in Maryland. Like
Oh,
you
yeah,
got
yeah.
this property, like for your wedding business, right?
No, that's not actually what happened. I have a friend who I've known for 5 years who I met at a conference. He bought a property. He included me because he wants to include me in his little world,
Okay.
for media and for capital raise and for investor calls and just like include me. And so he gave me a piece of equity of that deal. So I am technically an
Nice.
owner, but I can't take too much credit. It's for his wedding business. They are a luxury events wedding like location.
Okay.
But I can't take too much credit. But it's a stunning property, and I still I earned a little bit of equity. I probably am overpaid right now, but I'm very thankful. So it's a
That's great.
it's a good
And
it's a good little moment. Yeah.
yeah, is your friend like is he looking to expand? Like does he do stuff like you too with like photography and media? Is he trying to like work that business with it?
No, but I do media for. I have a weird little. I was just talking to Brandon about it. I don't know what my role in the world in the universe is, but something like I love people first. I love the real estate industry and the community, and that's just where I've spent the last decade. And then I love cameras, and so blending those three seems like my superpower, my super like little niche. Um, so I don't know exactly what that looks like, but something about telling stories, not about properties necessarily, but about the people who both manage these properties, but then also like are the chaperones of investor money, and like getting to know
Right.
these people and telling their very unique human story is sort of my. I'm like a documentarian of the real estate investor community, something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I think that's awesome. That's a cool niche.
Yeah. Yeah. It's weird. I don't really. I don't know. I'm not like I didn't set out to do that. It's kind of just what I gravitated towards. Um,
Yeah.
are you
Yeah.
are you an LP investor? Are you a passive investor? You want to invest?
Yeah, so I'm an investor. I'm newer to it. So I have one property. I'm doing the house hack. I'm located in New Jersey, and that's where I'm investing. So I'm living in
Dude,
one
come to
unit, renting out the other.
dude. We that property is in Maryland, but he had the Renault property, which I've been to. That's in New Jersey, South Jersey. So
Oh, really?
I'll probably be there like fucking a couple times a year to go because to go. We're gonna end up
Okay.
actually. What we're gonna do? I gotta I gotta add your name to my little CRM here. What we're gonna do is we're going to host quarterly events at the properties. So they're gonna rotate because he has four of those properties. That Maryland property is one of four,
Okay.
and they're all
Awesome.
like that.
I would definitely
They're
come
all
by.
like high level golf courses, vineyards. Like they're all too fancy for a heathen like me.
That's awesome. I'm definitely down to come down and visit. That'd be really cool.
Yeah. Well, dude, how can I help? How long you been in Better Life? Like, what are you trying to accomplish?
Yeah, so I've been in Better Life since September. and I'm basically, I am trying to build the portfolio. So I have the one property right now. Um, and I'm actively looking for another one. I'm just having a hard time. So I want to invest in my own backyard. And the houses that I'm looking at are like multifamilies, usually 2 units, um, coming in at like $750,000 list price, on the market. So I am trying to utilize the new Fannie Mae like 5% down loan just to save some liquidity for myself. And it's just very competitive, and like cash buyers are coming through. Or when I'm running the numbers, even if I live in the unit, I'm still paying probably like $3,000 out of pocket, which is like a lot. I understand there is the appreciation game, but because of interest rates climbing, that's where I'm at. I don't have access to private money right now. I haven't learned that game yet. Um, but
Have you
I am
asked?
also
Have you tried?
looking. So I could probably get help from like my parents, to like get another one. But there's going to come a point where like I'm not going to be able to sustain this. Like I would love to keep getting more properties, right? So like saving up even 10%, just with the way that the prices are going, at least in my market, it's just not going to be sustainable to keep going with like capex and repairs and all that. So
Well,
yeah.
price acceleration is going to slow for sure, and
Hmm.
probably stagnate for quite a while. I hear you. Also, the properties you buy should start making more money as you go forward, not less. So that should accelerate.
Right.
But that being said, I hear you. I mean, having access to capital is very important.
But I think I can make the next one work, like I can figure it out, because like I would move out of the other house hack, which would 100% cash flow, because I got in when the interest rates were low, which makes it very helpful. That can help me on this next one, and I'll lose a bit, but then, my goal would be after a year to also rent out the other side, and then it could kind of like just be in an even spot. But I'm also looking at a state now in Ohio, because I have a contact there. And it's funny, I've been running into so many people through virtual speed networking, and they're like, I'm in Ohio. Like I've been here my whole life. And I actually met up with her name's Melissa, and like we were talking through Zoom for like a half hour. She was just like, this is where I live. These are the neighborhoods I really like. Like she was giving me great information from like a local perspective. So if I decide to go that route, because if I do it out in Ohio, like the price ranges were like way lower for me, and like I can just put 20% down and cash flow probably right away. Um, so that's something I'm considering. And yeah, so that's kind of where I'm at. So I guess like where you can help me is like based on what I'm saying. What do you what do you think's like that? I'm going to the summit. I'm really excited for that, because I think people are going to help me just like networking, and also just learning some new skills, and kind of having. I think it's also like a mental game, like knowing that I can do this. Like I think I'm a little on the 1 to 10 out of a risk. I'm probably like a 5. I'm not like 10. Like oh yeah, let's just like go for it. I think I'm more like I have a little bit of risk in me, but I also don't want to leverage myself too much. So I guess I'll just kind of hear based on what I'm saying, what you think.
Yeah, I mean, being around people is wise. You should probably go to some local meetups. I'm sure they exist.
Yeah, yeah, I gotta find that is a goal of mine. I gotta find them.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, I would be hesitant to switch markets. If you want to invest in your backyard, then like invest in your backyard and figure it out. Like it's not going to be easier in Ohio, dude. I mean, Ohio prices are cheaper, but also they're cheaper for a reason. They're going to be a bigger headache, and now you're not going to be there.
Yep.
Fewer people in Ohio. You're going to have fewer contacts. You're going to have fewer resources. It's harder to get to. And there's going to be somebody competing with you on the ground for the same resources that have an advantage of being close. So, not to say that you can't go to Ohio, but I would say if you go pick a second market, I would pick that second market and then stick with it. And it's going to have, look, it's not 1-to-1. I mean, if you live in LA, it's obviously easier to go to Ohio. So I don't know if it's just easier in Ohio than it is in New Jersey, and maybe that's the case. But what I want to prevent you from doing is bouncing around more than once, like looking for that perfect market that nobody knows about. That doesn't exist. So is Ohio actually easier, or are you just not familiar with the struggles of it yet? So that's the only thing I would caution against. It's going to have its own troubles. It's not going to be
Yeah.
like, oh, that it's hard here and it's impossible here and it's easy there. No, it might work better, right? But I just want you to know it's like, you know, it's not like you're the first person to find out that Ohio has cheaper prices, and you know, and then the question is like, why are they cheaper, right? Why are they cheaper? Because less people move there, because the jobs don't pay as much, because the winters are effing brutal, right? People don't move as much. The income is lower, which means the people are more transient. The rate of drugs is higher. The rate of vacancy might be higher. The rate of default and eviction might be higher. So like all these things come into play of like, why are prices in LA so high? It's like, oh, because the weather's perfect and people want to squat. Like they don't want to leave. And there's people moving there. I mean, now it's starting to turn, but it's the same thing with Texas. But like, why are people moving to Texas? Like, well, no state tax, weather's good, and politics are reasonable, and so the prices are low. Well, in 10 years, the prices aren't going to be low anymore. So maybe that's what'll happen with Ohio, right? But I tend to think that it's like, well, the 9 months of winter is going to knock a lot of that,
Yeah.
out. So I say all that to say, like, what I don't want you to do, the big thing I want you to avoid is bouncing around markets, always going like, oh, that one would be better. 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 It might be better, but pick once.
Yes.
Second, people are going to have all of your people are going to solve all your problems, in my opinion. So the more people you can be around, like every deal you're going to find is going to come from a human being. Every bank loan is going to come from a human being. Every private loan is going to come from a human being. Every tenant is going to be a human being. Every property manager and contractor are going to be human beings. So like, you know, now that I've been doing this a little while and I'm a little bit wiser about life and I found my way, and I'm certainly not as successful as I would like to be. And I also don't give myself enough credit for some of the things I have done. I tell people now, I'm like, they ask me what I'm investing in. I'm like, I don't invest in properties at all whatsoever anymore. I only invest in people. And I think about that very deeply. And that's why I do this, actually, these little calls, because I'm like, who can I meet? You know, who can I meet and help that, you know, again, New Jersey. I'm like, now I'm going to see this dude, you know? So,
Yeah.
who knows what that turns into? So the plan is fine. I mean, it sounds a little bit abstract to me. You're like, hey, I want another property, and you know, Ohio might be better, yada yada. That's all fine, but like, okay, how many offers are you putting in a week? That's the
Yeah.
question.
Not
That's
in
how
Ohio.
well,
Yeah. I'm
either
not
way,
putting in
like
the offers yet.
you're not going to get any deals in. I made a little
Right.
Instagram post yesterday that was like, guy was, I had a call, I had one of these, I had a stranger's call, and I was like, how can I help you? He's like, dude, I don't need anything. I'm great. And I was like, okay. And then he asked me, he's like, what can I help you with? And I'm like, well, I need this, and I need this, and I'm working on this, and I need this. And he's like, well, shit, that was way better. I wish I had, like, just asked, because there's stuff I need help with, but then I didn't want to feel like I was just taking this, and that. And I'm like, dude, if the world asks you what you want and you say nothing, you'll fucking get it every time. So, like, I don't know. If you don't put offers in, you'll get, you know, you're not gonna, there's no way for you to get one accepted. So if you want deals, you have to get a machine up that's like however many, but as many as you can offers per week.
Right. Yeah. 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 So, yeah, no, I appreciate everything you're saying too, because I'm kind of still researching the Ohio. I mean, my main goal is I'm a real estate agent as well in New Jersey, so I have access to like just a lot of more people and knowledge here, and like just so that's
You really want to start
I'm
all that
writing.
over?
Yeah, so I'm even writing letters, you know, like couple week to like sellers, seeing if like privately they would want to sell. So like I'm actively trying to find something in New Jersey. And yeah, I'm actually analyzing a property that I'm planning on putting in an offer in this weekend in my
Dude, it's
backyard.
Wednesday. Faster.
Well, I got it. The showings don't start till Saturday at the open, so I was planning on going to the open and then writing it. But I have everything kind of up here, like, you know, ready to go.
Um, yeah, I think here's what I would ask, a different question. Like, there's people are making money in New Jersey. How are they doing that? So instead of you going like, how can I go make this harder? Because out of state is harder. It really is. It really is. I've done it both ways now, and like
Okay.
I've done a lot of out of state investing, and it works when you know a lot of people there, and you can and like it just and you know the market. When you're learning the market from long distance, that's hard. I bought properties long distance when I lived somewhere, then moved away, then started buying properties. But if you've never been to Ohio or like not really lived there, dude, you could buy a property that's like on a street that like you're gonna wish somebody warned you about because you're like, yeah, the numbers work, and I'm like, fucking war zone,
Mm-hmm.
and you won't know it. And that's happened. That has happened, and I've had people that called me up, and they're like, I had a woman once. She called me up, and she said, Alex, I bought this property in Phoenix, outskirts, whatever. Everything on paper was great. It was slam dunk property. I sent my property manager over there to see when after I closed on it, and she's like, apparently a neighbor walked up with a gun and was like, "This is my neighborhood. You can't come here." And so the lady left and won't go back. And then she calls up like 3 other property managers, and nobody will go. Nobody will deal. Nobody will go touch that property. So I'm
Yeah.
like, now this is an extreme. I don't want to scare you. Like that's an extreme, but I just like these are the risks of you're like, oh, this property, it's a 2% rule. It's like this and that. You just don't know. So what's the number one rule of real estate? Do you remember?
I enlighten me again.
Location, location, location.
Yes. Yes.
Yes, it's the number one rule. We get so wrapped up in calculation that a human being has to live there.
Yes.
You know,
Yeah.
and they have to want to live there, and then you have to have another human being that's going to go there and take care of it and maintain it and yada yada yada. So, when you live far away, you don't know those locations as well. You know what I mean? You know them by a data perspective, but you don't know them by like a cultural perspective. So I say all that again to iterate, not try to convince you one way or the other. Just like there's people in New Jersey that are making money. So before you go like, hey, I'll go figure some new thing out and go compete with this place that I don't know against these other people that are already doing it, it's not like you're going to be the first one to figure it out. Like maybe you say, hey, maybe your plan is not maybe the plan, like, I don't know what your plan is, or if you're just like, what if you found a better way to make money that was in your backyard with people who you liked and you could do the part you liked? You know what I mean? Like partner up with somebody that needed a Joe. There's somebody in New Jersey that's making money that has a Joe-sized hole in their company.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I don't mean like to be an employee.
Yeah.
I just mean like, so I don't know if that's right for you. I'm just trying to give you perspective of like, if you go to New Jersey, you have to do the exact same thing. You're going to have to find property managers and contractors and realtors and people boots on the ground to go check out properties. And I'm like, there's a lot of that you can do in New Jersey first.
Right. Absolutely. No, this was super helpful. I know we're kind of near the end. I just wanted to ask, I appreciate everything you're saying. Is there anything
Dude, I was late, so we got time.
that I can help? Okay. I was gonna ask you if there's anything that I can help you with, I know I don't have as much experience as you do in the real estate, but just figured I'd throw it out there if I can be of any help.
Of course. I love Tribe Talk, so anything you can do to get people to go.
There.
I am going to put your name in my little CRM here. I don't do anything. I don't really do anything with it. I'm trying to figure out how to like what's the best way if I can say, hey, this guy's in New Jersey, okay. But like, what's the best way that if I call you in 3 months? Like, so for example, I know that in August we're going to be at the Renault property. Do you know where like Egg Harbor City is?
Yep.
So there's a property out there called Renault. I will be there for a meetup, and I'm going to do that quarterly. But that New Jersey property, Renault, is like absurd. And so I'm going to try to
How do you spell
build
that?
a little Renault. And so I'm going to try to build a little community of people out there. It'll be quarterly, and I think there'll be some version of it that becomes like a paid type event, yada yada yada. I don't know yet, or I don't know exactly what it's going to evolve into, but I know that there's going to be some high level players there.
Okay.
So I want the permission to keep you in the loop on that. That's all. That's the only thing I want from you. On
Yeah,
that.
absolutely. Do you want me to chat you my email number real quick, or should I send you like a message in Circle?
I already got it because it came through with Calendly.
Perfect.
Yeah. Other than that, dude, I'd love for you to share this link. I want to talk to as many human beings, both in Better Life and outside of Better Life, as I possibly can. And so if you just, put it on, I don't know what your social media looks like, but if you just, hey, this guy Alex, I know he talks to strangers. If he can help, he wants to help. I don't want or
Okay.
need anything other than, the things I asked for.
Absolutely. No, I'm
No,
happy. I'll definitely share in Circle. I mean, in the Better Life Tribe for sure to start. And I'm working on creating a new Instagram page, kind of rebranding. So once I get that going a little bit more, I for sure will put it out there.
yeah. Are you in the WhatsApp groups?
No, for
Okay.
Better Life?
Yeah. I thought maybe not. Do you do WhatsApp?
Yeah, I have WhatsApp.
So actually, what I'm doing right now, I created a WhatsApp group for Better Life about a month ago. It's growing slowly, um, but I'm gonna make an REI Summit group right now. But let's see if we can get you added to it. But there's a WhatsApp group and there's a raising private capital subgroup as well. That's why I brought it up.
Awesome.
But dude, I'm here to serve. If you ever need my help, if there's anything I can do for you, let me know. Love meeting people. Glad we got to chat. Um, keep me in the loop on your continued success. I'm glad. Sorry I'm late. But life
No
is chaos.
worries.
I'm okay with it.
Absolutely. So for the WhatsApp groups, you're gonna create the group and it'll just like automatically invite me.
No, actually, I don't think it's gonna invite you. What's your well here. Okay, well, I don't want to put your phone number on the video because it's gonna go on YouTube.
Okay.
Um, but
I'll
no, I
circle
will.
app. I could circle app you if you need
Yeah, yeah.
my
Hit me
info.
on Circle. And I'll add you to the WhatsApp group.
Perfect. I'll do it right now after this call so I don't forget.
Okay. Yeah, I behave the same way. Yeah, I'm that same way. I'm like, if
Alex.
I don't do it now, it's gonna go in the brain dumpster.
Yeah, right. But no, Alex, thanks so much for doing this and your time. I saw you posted in the virtual speed networking and I was like, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna sign up right now. I did it right
Dude, I love it.
after speed networking because I was like, I'm gonna forget if I don't do it right now.
I'm grateful. I've been doing this for like 5 years with different groups and stuff and just trying to meet people. And it's like, it's astounding how many partners, friends, like people have come from this. Just giving your time to people. Who knew?
Yeah, that's a great idea. I'm kind of thinking about you're inspiring me to do that with like because I help people in the real estate industry like buyers and sellers just like creating a Calendly like hey if I could be of any help in any sort of way. So you're inspiring me to maybe do the same thing. So I appreciate it.
Yeah, my pleasure. All right, my dude.
All right.
Here, don't leave just yet because I'm gonna let this thing upload, but I'm gonna stop the recording. But great to talk to you.
Yeah.